She-Hulk's the most important character in the Phase 4 MCU? Watch to find out. She-Hulk is about to smash her way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, portrayed by actor Tatiana Maslany in her own Disney Plus streaming show. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, may not be quite as well known as her cousin Bruce Banner, the Hulk, but in many ways, She-Hulk is actually the modern concept of Hulk's predecessor, despite being a spin-off character from the original. Now, you might be thinking, why is She-Hulk is that important? Well, the reason is that she's an attorney, and not just some simple attorney, but instead a TVA attorney. Yup, according to the comics, the early 2000s She-Hulk title from writer Dan Slott continued Byrne's take on the character, positioning her as one of the Marvel Universe's premier attorneys, not just in the core Marvel 616 reality, but across the entire multiverse. It's in this capacity that She-Hulk finds herself involved with the TVA. She-Hulk's initial involvement with the TVA involves a case in which Hawkeye, who was dead at the time in Marvel continuity thanks to the events of Avengers Disassembled, is brought from the past to serve on a jury in a time trial. She-Hulk tries to warn Hawkeye of his impending death, but the TVA finds out and in turn puts her on trial for trying to change the past. Luckily, her sentence is commuted and she's given a pardon when she saves TVA agent Mobius M. Mobius, which was played by Owen Wilson in Loki, from a villain who's attacking the agency. So yeah, this whole TVA lawyer thing, in my opinion, is going to be a huge thing, but that'll be clear when the show comes out. Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk isn't expected to make her MCU debut till the 2022 premiere of her self-titled Disney Plus show, though she could easily make a surprise appearance elsewhere first. Wink wink. We know what we expect from this show. I previously talked about it in a video. The fun part we do know is that Mark Ruffalo is expected to appear as Bruce Banner or Hulk, or at least one or the other, while Tim Roth will reportedly reprise his Incredible Hulk role of Abomination, following the character's cameo in Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. The Incredible Hulk was the second MCU film following Iron Man, with both released in 2008. But in all that time, the setup for the introduction of the Leader has never been paid off. Perhaps in part because of issues between Universal Studios and Marvel Studios over the rights to make another standalone Hulk movie. Could She-Hulk take up the torch of Hulk's MCU legacy in terms of his established storylines, such as The Leader, as well as being his successor as the MCU's resident gamma-powered mainstay? If Jennifer Walters gets her She-Hulk powers through a gamma blood transfusion, that would open the door directly to reference the last time we saw someone exposed to gamma blood in the MCU. Hint, Samuel Stearns. I bet y'all forgot about him. Along with the potential to bring up and tie off long-hanging MCU threads, the introduction of She-Hulk builds further connections to some key franchises that are coming up in the MCU. First, there's her obvious connection to future MCU stars the Fantastic Four. Though it would be a stretch to imagine her immediately replacing someone on the team, it's not out of the question that she'd wind up appearing alongside them sooner or later. And not for nothing, but if Marvel Studios really wants to throw us a curveball and completely separate their own FF from the previous failed movie versions, instantly replacing a core member with She-Hulk would certainly be an effective, if controversial, way to do it. Then again, comes the matter of her connections to the TVA as an attorney, which could come directly into play in the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home. How so? Well, it's been confirmed that Mysterio's reveal of Peter Parker's secret identity in the preceding film, Spider-Man Far From Home, will require him to seek legal help. Those rumors have also included speculation, or maybe wishful thinking, that Charlie Cox will reprise his role as attorney Matt Murdock from Netflix's Daredevil, which is of questionable MCU provenance, to represent Peter Parker, in reference to their comic book friendship. And also we can totally see that in the trailer, maybe, I don't know still. Whether Matt Murdock shows up or not, and whether he's played by Charlie Cox or not, if so, the idea of Peter Parker facing a legal battle around his Spider-Man identity, combined with coexisting rumors that former Spider-Man actors Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will appear as variants of Peter Parker from other worlds in the multiverse, or is that Spider-Verse, could indicate that She-Hulk might become involved as well. If Peter Parker is accused of some kind of multiversal violation by the TVA, She-Hulk could be the perfect person to represent him or prosecute him on behalf of the TVA. A story like that could provide an in-universe vehicle to separate Tom Holland's Peter Parker from the MCU, where he's on loan from Sony, who's been building their own Spidey-adjacent web of films starring characters such as Venom, Morbius, and Kraven. Well guys, that's it for today. Please let us know what you think in the comments below about the role of She-Hulk in Phase 4 of the comments down below. We hope you liked the video. Thanks so much for watching till the end, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on TV Point.